My name is Caleb Scherer, and I qualified for the Players' Championship by winning the Season 4 Invitational in Las Vegas. I started playing Magic in the fall of 2000, right after Invasion was released, and I started playing competitive Magic actually the following spring in the first Invasion block constructed PTQs. My biggest Magic finish is definitely last weekend at the Invitational in Las Vegas, where kind of my back against the wall after round 6 with 3 losses and just had to rattle off basically the most insane run of my life to managed to actually win the thing, which was the only way actually for me to qualify for this tournament based on, how everything was going in the points race itself, which was, one of the most amazing things that's ever happened to me in my life. Magic has basically been the best thing to ever happen to me in my life. When I was growing up, I was a kid who didn't really do much sports, extracurriculars, started playing, ironically, Pokemon the card game, and then graduated to Magic very quickly, and that's pretty much been my sole outlet of hobbies for most of my life is just, this game. It's pretty much been like my quote unquote, keeping me on track, in that, this past year and a half have just been the best ever, just finally being able to grind again. And, just meeting all the most amazing friendships I've ever had, like pretty much the most deep friendships, like anyone who I've known for over a decade is just strictly because of Magic. So just this community is the most amazing thing, and being a part of it just means literally the world to me. My road to the Players' Champs has been kind of a roller coaster for myself. I was feeling great. I've been kind of in the race for the vast majority of the year until kind of coming down to this Season 4 there. I was falling behind a little bit. I was basically an outside shot even coming into the Invitational in Las Vegas last weekend. And, winning it, once that happened, I was basically speechless. Like, even in my post-interview, I could barely even string a sentence together. It was so surreal. I didn't even realize that it happened. And even during the match itself, I sit down, game 1, I make a few misplays, and then, in my head, I go, okay, Caleb, you've kind of just thrown away your whole, your chance at the Players' Championship. This is all going downhill. I'm trying not to self-tilt, and then, kind of muster myself back together during boarding after game 1, and then managed to just rattle off 3 wins in a row to just take it down, which was, oh man, the most insane thing. Having my own Storm counter token is amazing. It's something that I've dreamed of ever since, I noticed that you can make tokens for each other since, they started doing this at the SCG Invitationals. I've been playing, a Storm deck here and there pretty much ever since Scourge. So for me, just even being a part of the Storm community has been a huge deal. So if I wanted to leave one mark, it wanted to be in Storm. So it's just amazing. Playing in the Players' Championship to me means it means more than almost anything to me, because this whole year I've spent going to every single open that I possibly can to qualify for this tournament. I've pretty much just, jumped off the cliff of, here going into all this Magic and just hope that I can make the Players' Champs. And then, especially in Season 4, when I was slowly starting to fall behind in the race a little bit compared to everyone else, and I pretty much had to have an outside shot of even making it. So, just being here is more oh man, I can't even just describe how amazing this is. Winning the Players' Championship would just mean the world to me, in that it would just, especially after these past few weeks with how everything's been going, with being kind of on a hot streak, basically, that, I have made it, in my opinion, that, oh hey, I can do this in competitive Magic, and going forward, this would be something that I can just pursue as a full-time deal, especially after grad school and so forth. Unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to test too much, but the lucky part being, having won the Invitational in Vegas, which was Modern and Standard, the 2 formats where would be up in the air for me, kind of helped getting all that testing, quote unquote, out of the way. And even this week, I've been busy. Monday, I didn't get to really do any testing since I had to fly right back to home, finish up the semester, all that good stuff. So, and as far as testing with anyone, I was in communication with Joe Lissette a bit, but then as soon as I knew it, Wednesday was here, and then, oh man, I need to submit my deck list, and the next morning, boom, I'm on my flight here to Roanoke. So unfortunately, not as much testing as I would like, but I feel pretty prepared, especially with, my momentum coming in. My plans for next year are going to include going to every single open and regionals for this circuit that I can. And then now that we have, fewer SCG opens, we have some off weekends, I might be able to, sneak in a PPTQ here or a Grand Prix as well. So it's just the best for expanding opportunities for us also. The advice I would give to anyone who wants to also kind of make names for themselves on the tour or, do well is to just, give it your all. Like for myself, I didn't even know where I'd expect. When I decided to actually go all in and grind on this circuit, I booked a very last minute ticket to an open in LA and then in Baltimore the very next weekend and said, well, I'm going to go to all of these. If I can do well, great. If not, this will still be just the best thing ever. So going forward, it's just go and basically just jump off a cliff and hope that you can land. Like there's no, with Magic, it's a game of variance. You'll never, if you have exact expectations, you will fail and you will not meet them sometimes. Of course, sometimes you'll succeed and do amazing. But you have to go in just being, I want to grind this game and just have the most fun and hang out with some of the most amazing people that you'll ever meet.